For Middlesex University students or alumni, this is for everyone. Simon here is a very senior member of Assembly as well, and he used to work for Arduino, so he knows a lot of stuff. I saw he's bringing a lot of his stuff as well. Just a little bit of introduction. What's the relationship between me and the Assembly? Actually, it went back like 5-6 years ago, or even more actually, when the Assembly was not even here. It was in one of the villas out there, so we already started the relationship. I started with attending the workshop that was conducted by one of the members or the Assembly founders. I was not the teacher yet at that time. I was not the lecturer yet, so it's, yeah, maybe it's even 8 years ago. 2015, yeah, 8 years ago. So what I want to say here is that, yes, right now you are sitting here, but what I want to see maybe a few months from now, or a few years from now, you should be the one standing here and sharing your knowledge, all right? So there's nothing stopping you for doing that. Okay, so today's topic, is it broadcast live to YouTube? Yeah. Oh, okay. Hi, people in the world. So what are we going to do today is to make a custom hotkeys using SP32 microcontroller. There are many interpretations of what hotkey is, so I'll just start with introducing this. Anyone have seen this before? Stream Deck, right? So all this loop deck. These are buttons basically, just like keyboards. You connect keyboard, you press something, something appears on the screen. But micro keys actually does more than just displaying one character or representing one character. When you press something, it can do a sequence of actions. Yeah. Maybe you have like a volume up, volume down, yes, but you can also like do a sequence of actions. So Control C, for example, for copy, that's a sequence of action. You press actually 2 keys. In some actions, you need to press more than 2 keys. Anyone knows how to mute microphone if you use MS Teams or Zoom? Yeah. Control Alt M. Control Shift M. Okay, so you actually can do that, but it's so troublesome, right? Control Shift M. Sometimes when you use mouse, you have to look, where is the mute button? Here is the mute button on the screen. So, and you really want to mute or unmute your button, like, Judhi, speak up please. Yeah, I'm looking for, where's the unmute button? So if you have this, the keyboard, it's faster, but still like, I forgot, is it Control Shift or Control Alt or Control something? It will be great if I have one button that I can press to mute, unmute, right? It will do all the sequence, and it's handy, basically, okay? So we want to make something like this, minus the good look, yet. And plus a little bit of twist to make it more fun. If you buy this, yeah, it's available there like almost 400 dirhams, more than 1,000 dirhams, but what we are going to make now is pretty cheap actually. We are going to distribute some of the items. We don't have that many, so you can experience that, you can try that, and later if you want to decide to buy, it's widely available on Amazon or in other shops. So how does it work? It's pretty simple. We have buttons, and then this will be input into programmable microcontroller, and today we are going to use ESP32. And then it goes to the computer or smart devices like your phone through an HID interface. What is HID? Human Interface Device. Yeah, so it's a human interface device interface that allows the computer to interact with the human. And instead of a normal USB cable, we will use Bluetooth. This will give us more flexibility. So you can build something like this that is wireless. You don't have to be close to your computer. You can go around and play with your keys, right? So today we are going to use ESP32 microcontroller. Some of you might have seen that. Some of you are very well versed in this, but Maybe most of you are new with the ESP32 controller. Well, microcontroller is a computer by itself that includes, there's a processor there, there's a memory there, there is the input, output, peripherals. It's low cost, low power, yeah. And it has integrated Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. That's the beauty of the ESP32. It's made by Expressive Systems. It's a Chinese company, and it supports this programming language, C, C++, Python, and even MicroPython. The chip itself is just very small like this, and it's very difficult for us to connect our wires to this chip. That's why they make development boards as well. There are many companies that buy this chip and then integrate into their development board. So there are various types of ESP32, as you can see. The chip itself is always the same. Is that square, shiny silver chip that is made by Expressive, but there are so many flavors of them. Like the one, this is the ESP32S, the smaller one, like what I have over here. And then there is the camera version with built-in camera. Yes, you can capture pictures with that. And it's not that expensive. Actually, it's cheaper than this. There's another version. I think this is the one that is used by some of us. Yeah. And yeah, this is another one, another version. I just captured from Amazon, so you can see that actually it's not that expensive. Yes, this one is expensive, but the most expensive part is actually the display, because it's color display. You don't need this actually. For this project, all of this will work. Even this one will work, but maybe not enough pin for you to connect. But this works the best. This one works. That one also works the best. Maybe you have questions. So what about Arduino, right? What's the difference between ESP32 and Arduino? Arduino is also a microcontroller, and it's powerful enough, and it's very good for most of our use. The intention we show you ESP32 here is just to step up. So for you who already knows Arduino, you can step up to use more features if you need. Most of the time we don't need these features. Arduino is good enough, but if you want to use more features, that's why I'm highlighting the touch interface and the Bluetooth interface, because that's the differentiation factor. Yes, there are Bluetooth in some of Arduino devices. There are Arduino with Wi-Fi, but this one is already inside the chip itself. Some Arduino with Wi-Fi, actually they have external chip that is combined inside the board. This one, everything is one chip. So if we compare, ESP32 is dual core, Arduino is single core, the architecture is 32 bits versus 8 bits, the speed is 10 times faster, there's a Wi-Fi, there's a Bluetooth, much bigger RAM and much bigger flash. What's the difference between RAM and flash? Anyone remember? No? Exactly. So this machine, this computer is called Harvard architecture, using an architecture that is called Harvard architecture, which separates the memory to store the data and the memory to store the program. The computers that we use usually is called von Neumann machine, that has a shared memory to store the data and to store the program. That's why when you run a program, it runs on that memory. You store the data is also on that memory. But in Arduino, sometimes you may still have plenty of RAM, but you run out of flash if your program is too big, and you cannot store that here, and vice versa. Sometimes you still have flash memory available, but if you use too many variables, then you use up the RAM easily. GPIO, the digital pin, it has more, 36 versus Arduino, 14. However, again, depends on which model you are using. Not all of these 36 are always available for you, depending on the board. For example, the ESP32 camera here has lesser available pin for you to use. Yes, the chips still have 32 pins, 36 or 36 pins, but the available pins that you can access based on the number of pins on the board is lesser. This one has more, that one has more. Yeah. So when you want to get an ESP32, make sure that you are aware what kind of board that you are going to use, how many pins that you are going to need. Interface. Arduino has SPI, I2C, UART for communication. ESP32 has more. It has I2S as well, and CAN bus. CAN bus is the protocol that usually used for you to communicate with your car. There's this OBD2 interface in the car that if you attach that, you can communicate with the computer in your car using this CAN bus protocol. Analog to digital converter, Arduino has 6. Yeah, it's labeled as A0 to A5. In ESP32, it has 18. And it is not dedicated. Some of them are shared, so you can use the pins as digital pin or as analog pin or as a touch pin, as I will explain later. And then there's a DAC, digital to analog converter. ESP32 has 2, Arduino has none. Arduino has PWM, which can give a pseudo analog by giving a pulse, yeah, but it's not a true analog. ESP32 has it. Okay, so our project today is simply going to connect 4 pins, T3, T4, T5, T6 on ESP32 with a touch panel, and the touch panel can be made of anything that is conducting electricity, even though a little bit. For example, fruits, like these fruits. You can use the fruit as your button. You can use soda can, you can use a key, you can use even aluminum foil if you like. Later you want to try, you can do that. So the idea is when you touch, then the ESP32 will detect that, and then will run a sequence of keys to be thrown to the connected computer through Bluetooth. So it can increase the volume, lower the volume, or do a Control C to copy, Control V to paste. All right, up to this point, all good, yeah? Okay, because we have various types of ESP32, and to avoid confusion, we already put the wires there. Make sure the wires don't come out, so you may get confused which pin is connected. But basically, there are 4 wires that right now we already have connected them. Yeah, they are labeled as T3, T4, T5, T6. T stands for touch. So when you touch this pin, ESP32 will sense it. It will give numbers, and you can later, based on the numbers, based on the capacitance that you sense, it will do certain action. Okay. The steps are pretty easy. I saw you already have your own computers, and you can use the existing Arduino IDE for this. Anyone don't have Arduino IDE? I think everyone has it, right? Now the challenge is, the Arduino IDE, if it's standard, if you just install it, it doesn't know how to use this board. You have to let the Arduino knows how to use ESP32 board. And then after that, for our purpose, we need to install a certain library. And then I already have a sample code. You can modify and then just upload it. I will explain the code, and then after that you can modify, so every of you can try, make your own micro key, your own actions. If you don't have Arduino, you download this part, but I believe everyone here has it already. Maybe those at home who are watching this also have already Arduino. I recommend, if you want to download version 1.8 point something if you are new to Arduino. Otherwise, you can download the version 2. The interface looks a little bit different, and how you do stuff also a little bit different. if you started with Arduino right now, you have not done any Arduino project before, I recommend you to use 1.8 version. Okay, how to prepare Arduino IDE for ESP32? First, you can go to File Preferences. So open your Arduino and then go to File Preferences and then add the following URL under Additional Boards Manager URL. I will probably bring up my Arduino. Yeah. So if you go to File Preferences, you will see down here there is an Additional Board Managers URL. You add this URL over here, https://dl.expressive.com/package_esp32_index.json. What is this for? This is to tell the Arduino IDE to look for new type of boards from this website. And it's a JSON file, so it's a text file that gives a list of available boards made by Espressif to be able to appear on Arduino IDE interface. So I'll just give you about 3 minutes to download. Unless you have done all of this, we can skip. Done? You already did it? Okay, cool. What about you? Downloaded already? Okay, I'll just wait. You want to help them check? You have Arduino on your smartphone. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Connected also the Arduino to the phone, but damaged the port.
Yeah, it draws a lot of power. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so we can move forward. All right, cool. So first step done. Second step, you need to install this ESP32BLE keyboard library. It's not made by me. Well, that's the GitHub page of that library. So you can go to github.com/t-vk/ESP32-BLE keyboard. Some might already have, but yeah. But why I always like to download it directly from GitHub, because I always get the latest version. Yeah, sometimes the library manager needs some verification, so GitHub is always the fastest. So when you're on that page, click on the code and download the zip. So you will get a zip file. Download it. You don't know how to. Which one? DL. DL. The previous one, yeah? Yeah, this one. DL. DL for download. Yeah. dl.expressive.com/dl/package_esp32_index.json. And the library, once you downloaded the zip file, you can add it into Arduino by clicking on the sketch, include library, add zip library, and then select the zip file that you just downloaded. Hmm? Yeah, it has also library for gamepad. Okay, have you added the library? So after you download, you have to add it into your library by selecting sketch, include library, add zip file, add zip library. Okay, done? Library done? Okay, cool. Done? Yeah. Yep, all right. So next step, download the sample code and modify. So just go to my GitHub page, github.com/Judhi, Judhi. After that, you look for BLE macro key. So I don't want to put them into one, so you don't have to type all of this. Just go to github.com/Judhi, look for the repository called BLE macro key, and then select the BLE key touch.ino code. You will see this. Copy the whole thing and make a new file with this. I believe I've already made it public, so you should be able to see it. Got it? Yeah, that's the one. There's an easier way. Go up. You see, there's the copy. Yeah, there's this icon. Just copy and paste it. There is this copy. Yeah. Then you can just paste it on your Arduino and save it. And look for this line. Anything that has my name, change it to your own name. The reason is, later on, when you upload your code to the ESP32, and you look on the Bluetooth, when you search on Bluetooth, everything will have that name, right? So you don't want to have 3-5 devices with Judhi's name, and you get confused which one is which. And then save it, yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to distribute this ESP32. Maybe you need the cable as well. One, two, three. You don't have your computer. Yeah. You can take turn, yeah, later. All right. You have your ESP32?
No.
No. Okay. I'll give you. Okay, before you upload it, make sure that if you go to Tools, you change the board. By default, you should have Arduino Uno if you never done ESP32 before. Go to this, select the board, and you scroll down. You should see this ESP32 dev module. If your installation of the first step was successful, yeah, this one, you should see now there's a bunch of new boards that you can select. You see that? No? You have to be connected to the internet, of course. Huh? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. And you have to also connect to the right port. This might be different on my computer, and on your computer will be different. So select one that that appears. The trick is, if you don't know which COM port is that, first take out your board and you memorize what COM port appears, and then plug in your board and select again Tools port. Then you will see a new one. Then that's the one. That's the one that your board is connected to. Yeah. Hmm?
This thing is not working.
Yeah. Go down. That's all you have? dlexpressive.com. And you're connected to the internet, yeah? Okay.
Same thing. I don't have.
Same thing?
But I think we can install from boards manager.
Okay, go to board manager. Let's see. Board. And then board manager, yeah.
There's ESP32.
Search for ESP32. That's another way of, yeah, okay, you can install that. Yeah, so another way, if you don't have that, you can manually install the board. By going to the board manager. Here, boards manager. And then search for ESP32 and install. Yeah, I already have it installed. So you can also use board manager to install this. Successful? Okay. As you can see, there's always many ways, more than one way to do stuff. If one doesn't work, try another way. Okay, so again, make sure that you have selected here under sketch, sorry, under tools, board, ESP32. It's, for me, it's at the bottom. Yeah, here, ESP32 dev module. You can optionally select the speed to a higher speed if you want. And then the port where it is connected to. I don't have any port right now connected, so you see I only have 3, 4, 6, and 7, and now I will connect my ESP32 and see if I have a new one. Tools, port, yeah, now I have COM8. All right, it might be different with you, but in my case it's COM8. If I take out again my ESP32, now COM8 disappears. I don't have COM8. Yep. All right. So now you can upload your code. This is the interesting part. In some board, the code will be uploaded automatically. Like for example, I will show you right here. I upload the code by pressing this button, yeah, this icon to upload. It's compiling and it will be uploading. In some other board, you have to press a certain button, which is the button on the right side of the USB port. I think the one that I gave you needs to be pressed when you program it later. Yeah.
I think the cable
The cable is not the USB micro. It's a iPhone. Okay. Not sure why it keeps on compiling. Okay. Maybe this cable is not good. I have my cable. I have my cable. Anyone managed to upload already? Yeah? Okay. Now you can try to touch the tip of your wire, but you can also, we can distribute this, right, Rishon? You can attach this. You can eat them later. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to my board.
Is this the board that we need?
It's okay. This one is okay. No problem. It's, sometimes it's like this.
Oh, is this the one with the LCD display?
It's an old board. Yeah, this one is with display.
Do we have any spare boards?
Oh, we have also more. That's fine. Yeah. You have more buttons, right? So give you more fruits.
Version. The reason
Def
I'm a little
module.
bit behind is because I'm trying to do it in parallel in both the Arduino IDE and the Platform IO in VS Code.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's in
Yeah.
two.
ESP32. This one S. ESP32S. Yeah, but generic def module will do as well. You can have one. So when you touch your fruit, it should give you something when, okay, I'll go back to my slide. Yeah. After you upload it, then this is how you test it. Open a serial monitor and you should see something coming up on your computer. Looks like the serial port is not really working. Yeah, anyway, I have my ESP here connected, and yeah, the wires is currently not connected anywhere. Let me see. Oh, only one I connect to touch 4 currently. Yeah. So when I touch it, I should see something like this. I'll reset again. Yeah. Oops. Touch, touch, touch. So when you touch, maybe I'll put it like this. Sorry. When you touch and you see that, you can poke your fruit using the other end of your wire, so it will be more capacitive. Yeah, you can use this as a button. Anyone have successful up to this stage? Not yet? You should have successfully uploaded. For me, I don't know what's happening here, but yeah, you should have upload successful. Connecting. Okay. Yeah. Now mine is writing. I don't know. It may be just loose or something. Yeah. Sometimes it's like that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I have 1 and 2 connected now. 4 and 5 I have not connected yet. Now I connect this to this. So I cannot hold it like this, but yeah, you got the idea. Maybe I put it. If you hold it, it will still be touch, right? Maybe it's like this. Yeah. Like this is good. Like, Yeah, I have to keep it on the table. I hope it's clear on YouTube. Let me clear, and then when I press, Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me take a look. Yeah. What's the error? Failed to execute. All right. Is it? Are you sure this is COM4?
Yeah, this is COM4. And when I tried to plug it in the USB one, I wasn't able to
Oh,
plug it
okay.
in. So
Okay. What you can do, just plug out and plug in again, and upload again. Yeah. Plug out, plug in again, and just upload again. Yeah.
My com won't show up.
It's not showing up.
No.
Maybe the cable issue. So maybe this cable is just for power, not for. Yeah. Okay. You have to click outside and then. You successfully written there. Yeah. Now open the serial monitor. Don't let the fruit to touch each other. Yeah. Put it separately. Yeah. Put it away from each other.
Yeah, yes.
Make sure it's 115-200.
I'm not sure, I guess.
For the air project, I used this kit. It works.
Touch one. Only one. This is 3. This is 2. This is 4. Maybe you can adjust the sensitivity. Go to the code. Yeah. Change this to 30.
This one?
Yeah. No, the up one. Upper one. Yeah. Okay. Still not recognized? So if you take this out, you don't see any additional. Oops, am I connected to the right USB? Yeah, maybe can borrow his cable later. Connecting.
connecting and then you just come.
Wait, if connecting, maybe press this. Press this. Still no. Again. Done? It works better? Yeah, it works better, yeah? Okay, you can change the cable here. You only need for power, right? So you can try this. Yours. I'm sure this cable works because, yeah. But can you try not using this, but using the native,
Then the com doesn't.
this one?
The com is not coming.
It's not coming? Let's see.
It's com 5.
Okay, let's see what com you have right now. Okay, click outside, click again on the tools port. Okay, now if I connect this, click outside, you still don't see any new com. This is my cable. This is my cable. Yeah. Bila, that short cable, does it show connection or no? Just power. Yeah, just power. Yeah, sometimes this USB, micro USB cable, sometimes they only give power. Yeah, no data channel sometimes. I know this cable works, so this should work. Try this cable. Yours work, yeah?
I'm still fighting with
COM port.
No, it's not the COM port. The board that is crying.
Okay. Yeah.
First of all, the COM port is, I had a driver problem.
Oh.
So I downloaded the driver from Scilabs and I'm trying it, but still I can't
Okay.
recognize it on its own. Like I had to select the board.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if it's...
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one. But I'm not sure which board is it. Is it like
No, it's not Adafruit. You don't have the command like ESP32? This one.
Okay. Okay, and then the compilation, it says BLE keyboard does not name the type. So I was about to debug.
You have downloaded the library, yeah?
Because before the library, I downloaded the library, yeah.
Yeah, so you have to download the library.
Yeah, I did. Let's see. Include library. It's there.
Okay, yeah. Works? You changed your name, yeah? Okay. So if you have come to this stage, the next step is to look for the Bluetooth, for that Bluetooth module that you just created using your smartphone or using your computer. device as left key control and then press C. You notice this, for Mac OS, to copy, you can't use Control C, you use Command C. So if you have a Mac OS device or iOS, yeah, iPhone, you comment this out and use this instead. And then C, delay for 100 milliseconds, and then release it. And then for the button number 2, for the touch panel number 2 is to paste, yeah, Control V or Command V here. And then the third panel is to increase the volume, and the fourth one is to decrease the volume. This is the default example. You have 4 buttons, one for copy, one for paste, one for increase volume, one for decrease volume. What if you want to do something else? All right. Oops. Yeah. You can use this program to send either one keystroke, single keystroke, or to send a text, or to send several keys pressed together. Let's take a look at the first example. If you want to send single keystroke, you use BLE keyboard.write, and then what is the key? There's a media play, pause, yeah, if you have music or YouTube playing, you want to play YouTube or pause it using this. Key media volume up and down, the one that you have right now. And key return is like the enter button, the enter key to return. Yeah. So it's only single key that we can send. The second example, it will just like you type. Maybe if you're tired of typing your name or certain text that keep on repeating, you can program it here. So every time you hit that button, it will type the entire sentence. Something to notice, if you just use print, it will never go to the next line. If you want to go to the next line, guess what? Use print ln, just like the one in a serial monitor. Yeah? It's a standard, like Arduino also use this. Print ln, then it will go to the next line. If you don't have ln, it will just stop on the same line. Now, what about if you want to press multiple keys, like Control C? So press this one first, and then press this one, and then delay, and then you have to, at the end, do release all. Otherwise, it's like you keep on pressing the key with this keyboard.press. With write, it's like just a single keystroke. With this, will be a sequence, and then that's it. With this one, is keep on pressing until you have release all, then it release all. If you are not sure what are the options that you have over here, you can go to this website and you will see the available keys. There's a left control, right control, left shift, tab, caps lock, backspace, insert, delete, home, up arrow, down arrow, all of this. Keypad. Even function key, you can do it as well. Okay, print screen, scroll lock. So pretty much what you want to do with the keyboard, it's here, available here. If you want to mute your microphone, then you have to press Control and then press Shift and then press M. Delay and then release all. Yeah. That's how you mute or unmute your microphone on Zoom. Any question? Yes?
Can we use the same thing to open programs or certain applications?
Yes. So if you use Windows, you can have a program to have a shortcut. Like for example, now on my desktop, if let's say I want to open Adobe Acrobat, I can make a a shortcut here, and this shortcut you can kind of, let's say, Control A or Control Alternate A to open Adobe. Yes. Then program it on your macro, and then it will open. Yeah. You can also sometimes do a zoom in, zoom out, like Control minus, Control plus. If you use a browser, Control minus, Control plus to zoom in or zoom out. You can program also Control minus, Control plus, like this. Now I'm pressing Control and I'm pressing minus and plus. But if you have this one, you can just press 1 to zoom in, zoom out, like that. And when you do video editing, sometimes there are some shortcuts as well. And that's why this kind of devices is so popular, because it saves you a lot of key presses. Why we use banana here is just to show you that ESP32 have a touch capability. You can make it as an alarm also. You can wire it to your door handle, and if somebody hold it, it will scream.
We use also the same method for analog inputs.
For analog input, it will behave just like Arduino analog input. It will take the value from 0 to 1024, depending on the voltage. Yeah, you have to, yeah, so instead of using this T1, T2, yeah, I'll show you this pin that is common in ESP32. Yeah, this is as ESP32 pin out. As you can see, one pin can act as many functions. So let's take a look at the GPIO 13 over here. GPIO 13, you can make it as a digital port if you define it as digital I/O, like pin mode. It can act as the ADC. If you read it, like A1, this one is A2, 4. It can work as a touch, like what we are doing now. If you read it with the touch read T4. And it can also work as a SPI MOSI for like a display, yeah, or RTC. So that's why it's so versatile, because you can make use of the pins for many functions. In Arduino, actually, we also had like A4 and A5 is actually SDA and SCL for the I2C connection. So it's kind of shared. If you already use it for I2C, you cannot use it as an analog input. So the same here. Once you use it as a GPIO digital, you cannot use it as a touch, or you not use it for this. You use it for this, you cannot use it for that. Any more question? Oops, is Rishon? It's not sure. If you want to see more types of ESP32, I think Simon has more types available, one with display, one with something else. What I have here is with display and with the antenna. This is a LoRa, actually, for long range communication, yeah, with RF. We use this one for receiving satellite. We use it in our lab, in the RoboTechX Lab, yeah. Yeah, that's the one, yeah, all right. So I will let you to play after this, but I think I'm going to conclude our presentation here. So the summary is, we can make our own hotkey. Yeah? You can spend hundreds of dirhams or thousands of dirhams, but actually if you want, you can spend it yourself, spend a very cheap amount of money to make it yourself. There are many types of ESP32 controller. There are so many types. Most of them can be used for this project because this one is quite simple. But if you want to use it for other purpose, make sure that it has enough pins, because some of them have lesser pins, some of them have more pins. Yeah. And it's quite powerful, affordable. As you can see, the price is about 30 to 40, maybe some with the display are more expensive, 80 dirhams. And it's compatible with Arduino IDE. What you need to do is just to add boards to your Arduino IDE so it recognizes the ESP32, so it can compile it to the code that is compatible for ESP32. And the availability of software library makes our life even easier. We don't have to build from scratch. Yeah? There are some smart people already make the library, make it available, just use it. So you can enhance your code faster. Yeah. Combine from here, combine from there, and you can have something new. And making our smart device is fun, right? I hope you have the same fun as what I have right here. Okay, thank you very much. Back to you, Rishon.